Okay, let's start by taking a look at the general layout and the formatting of the website. First, on the plus side, the website is clean and not very difficult to read, which is good. Let me just scroll through in order to highlight a couple of things here. Now, in order to allow your headline to stand out as much as possible, it's best that your headline is indented from the rest of the copy. Okay, so apart from the fact that you have red font and I'll use a bigger size here for the font for your headline, and you also want to make it indented. When it's indented from the rest of the copy, then it stands out even more. Okay, let's move on from here to the in this case, you're trying to gain credibility from these magazines, but yet they are too small. So what I would do is that I would get larger print for these magazines and put them higher up. Just let me check to see if they're above the fold when I come in. Okay, they're barely above the fold here, and I have a very large monitor. So I would want to place these magazines, because since you are, borrowing credibility from them, I'll try to place these magazines above the fold, meaning that when the person comes to the website, they're able to see these magazines without actually having to scroll. And by definition, that's what we mean by above the fold. Okay, and for the testimonials, apart from the fact that you need a lot more testimonials, if you have had so many different members, I think you mentioned over 2,400 people that have been helped, then you should have a lot more testimonials than this. And testimonials are what going to help you to gain as much credibility as possible. Okay, now also for your testimonials, you in other places you have kind of use a reverse font, but for the testimonials you want them to stand out, and they don't stand out very well here. I realize that some changes have been made here in the formatting, but black against a gray background is very difficult to read. So I would use online, as much as possible, you want to use black against white, a white background, simply because the contrast makes it a lot easier to read. Okay, so I would try to place the testimonials themselves within the flow of the copy, so they're not like a sidebar or a side column. The only place I would use a side column for testimonials is where you're going to use all testimonials along the side. Okay, so it can work outside of the flow of the copy itself, but you need a lot more testimonials. So when the person look at that column and look at that section, they realize, okay, then what I'm reading here are just all testimonials, and they can choose, when to read them or if they want to read them and so forth. Also, you want as well to, for your testimonials, you want to pull out a headline from the testimonials itself. Okay, so for example, here say, I'm not the kind of person that invests in much. I took a chance. Online income system, the very teaches you simple, effective support. You can really tell my online income system. Recently, my uncle has put together contents I joined for fun. In the first place, a new laptop using here. Okay, this is not really a strong testimonial, and you want to place your strongest testimonial on the top. And a strong testimonial is one that promises the result. Is one that indicates the result that you are promising from your product. Okay, so in other words, then the only kind of testimonials you really want here is someone says, oh, I came online, I was looking for a means of making some money, and this is the amount of money I made. Okay, and you put they have the exact amount. Now I'm making $157.67 per week or something like that. Okay, so as much as possible, you want your testimonial to give exact results of what they are getting. You're promising a money-making program. You want all your testimonials to say, at least 90% of the testimonials should be saying the amount of money the person have made and how long they have been a part of the program, the amount of money they have made. Okay, and it's not very difficult to get testimonials. Even on the forum itself, you can ask people to give testimonials right there. But you need a lot more testimonials than just the two that you have right now. And remember to give all your testimonials a headline. I was trying to pull a headline from this one, but I couldn't find any because this testimonials is not a very strong one. And for these testimonials, the headline could be Now I'm making $550 per week. Okay, but you want the testimonials to indicate results. Okay, results that persons are getting. Okay, let's scroll and see the other testimonial. I'm talking about formatting, but I still get sidestepped with the testimonials. Anyway, here my online income system is a great course. It is my online income system is made beginners. It will walk you through the basics of whatever. There are many systems out there that can make a lot of money. In fact, my online income has made me as much as, okay, so here a headline could be $2,500 in a single day, except here that you want to be as specific as possible. The more specific, the more believable. Okay, so you do not want the testimonial to say, it has made me as much as $2,500. You want to say exactly how much you made. Okay, I've made as much. I've made $2,497.67 in a single day. Okay, that is what you want the testimonial to say. You want it to be as specific as possible. Also, for your testimonials, again, I'm getting a little sidetracked because I should be talking about formatting, but they all go together. For your testimonials, you want full names. Okay, if someone cannot give you their full name, well, don't use a testimonial. Okay, as soon as you see a person's first name, it says this testimonial is made up. Okay, and people are becoming more and more suspicious of testimonials these days. So you want to give as much information about the person as possible. The person live in Denver, Colorado, give the first name and the last name, at least a last initial. But as much as possible, you want to use people's full name. Also, because the sales letter is written from a female perspective, okay, it's written from a woman's perspective, then you'd want as much of your testimonials as possible as well to fit that same category of, like I'm a single mom from home and now I'm making this amount of money, okay? So you want your testimonials as much as possible to fit in with the main story of the sales letter itself, okay? So you need to get more testimonials. Use headline for these testimonials and make sure the headlines, as much as possible, speak about the specific results that the people are getting from they're getting from your program. And from just filling out the questionnaire, you'd realize I indicate in the question itself that I asked you to fill out, I indicate to you as well to what are the best type of testimonials. So maybe you'll want to review that. Okay, let's continue looking at formatting. Here again, I would use for here I would use red, simply because the red stands out more, and to highlight here. And somehow again, this is kind of grayed out. If you can get something that would indicate, that would be clearer and white, a white background. Okay, you're simply trying to help this to stand out more. So maybe you can do maybe another scan of this if you still have the document, and help the information to stand out a little more. Okay, let's continue to scroll through. Here as well, these are subheads, but the subheads do not stand out enough. You should use a much larger font. Here, what I do is that the font I use here is like 1 point below the headline itself. Okay, and also you want to use a darker blue as I'm using here for the pen. Okay, the pen color. You want to use a darker blue, or you can use the same red that you're using for the headline as well. Okay, the whole idea is that you want your subheads to stand out as much as possible. Okay, let's continue scrolling too. Okay, this is a copy from a copy from the forum. Okay, now here I'm not sure if your target market would be that scrupulous as I am, but here I looked, realized, okay, you've blotted out some of the information, but here as well too, it looks white. So it almost look as though the document here is kind of was like manipulated, as though this date was actually placed in. I don't know if that's how it is, but that's how it appears to me, simply because this area doesn't have the same background as the rest of the as the rest of the copy. So it kind of makes this screenshot look a little less authentic than it should be. Okay. Okay. Same thing about the subhead here. Okay, this is also a screenshot, and when you're giving screenshot with income claims, it's best to place a circle around, you know, to or an arrow or something like that, where you want to draw the person's eye to the section that you actually want them to see. And in this case, this is not really the important part of the screenshot. The important part of the screenshot is the amount of money that this person have been making day by day. Same thing as here too as well. You want to highlight this. Okay, so anytime you're using a screenshot as an income claim, you want to highlight the area that shows the income. Okay, and preferably again, you use red. Okay, here, and most advertisers will tell you the same thing as well too, is that you want to use reverse font as sparingly as possible. And here you use a blue background with a white, white writing. Especially online, it's very difficult to read. Okay, so again, try as much as possible to stick to a white background. You can use different color fonts. I wouldn't go above 3 different color fonts, but as much as possible, try to avoid the reverse. Font. Okay. The same thing you have here as well too is reverse font. It's very difficult to read on the screen, and you reduce in your readership. These are your bullet points, which is a very important part of the letter, and people read less, and it reduces the effectiveness of your sales letter. Okay, now let me just refer here as well to the choice of font. This size, I think this is about 10, Verdana 10, and the whole idea is that this is a good choice of font because it is sans serif. You know, it doesn't have the curly curticles at the end, and but you do not want to go above, especially when you use this size font. You do not want to go above 650 pixels in terms of the width. Okay, because you find when someone has to read across here and come back to the other side, it is very difficult to read if it is too wide. Okay, so as much as possible, you want to keep the width of your text within about 600. I make my tables 650 pixel, and I keep the borders like 25 on each side, and then I make here the reading section just about 600 pixels. Okay, so you do not want to go too wide. Now, I would suggest that you go up here on the font, maybe use at least 12 point. Okay, if this is Verdana, I'm guessing that this is Verdana, that you use at least 12 point on the font here. And you keep as much as possible your paragraphs below 4. Okay, below 4. And all this simply improves the readership. Okay, so especially when you're using a small font, you have such a wide width, then you want to make your paragraphs as short as possible. Okay, you can use a lot of one sentence paragraphs. The whole idea about it is that you want to make the sales letter appear very easy to read. Okay, the easier it appears to read, then the more people would actually read your letter, which is actually doing the actual persuasion. Okay, so I would change this to at least size 12. I think this is the size you have here. I think this might be like size 12, and also reduce the width of the the reading column. Okay, your text column. The same thing as well here, as I mentioned before. When you want to, you're using an income screenshot, then you want to highlight. Okay, by placing a circle or something, do something to highlight the area that you want the person to pay attention to. There again. Okay, the same thing about the reverse font. I would get rid of this reverse font. You want to use that as sparingly as possible. Okay, special bonus. Okay, this would typically be the kind of size that you would want to use for your this would be actually good size and color that you would want to use for your subhead, okay, for the subhead lines. Okay, continue. And here, this is your basically representation of the product itself, and I wouldn't actually use any text alongside this. In other words, then I would maybe use a larger picture of this product, since this is actually representing your product. I would use a larger picture of this product and place it with white space on either side. In other words, then it would be in the center and you have no text on either side. Okay, remove any text from either side. You simply want to highlight the system that the person is getting. Of course, this is not something physical that they're getting, but you know, people want to see, people associate whatever physically you represent, however physically you represent their your product. Okay, people associate that with the graphics that you use. So I would kind of highlight this graphics more by placing it in the center and keeping white spaces on either side. Okay, now come to your come to the guarantee, and okay, in terms of layout, it's pretty neat. To me, I was trying as much as possible to avoid the word buy. Buy indicates buy is a little bit more painful than, you know, saying get or download or join. Okay, but not a big deal, but every little thing counts. Okay, so as much as possible, I would avoid the word buy and also order. Okay, that you have here as well too. Okay, you have here order. Again, it's not a big deal. Okay, it's not like gonna bump your conversion level by 20%, but you might do it by 5 or 7%. Okay, just by using a different word. Okay, than buy and order. Okay. Now I also noticed that you haven't actually used. I noticed also that you haven't really used a closing. Okay, not have you use a salutation, like to say dear friend, to say this is a letter, and a closing with the person's signature. But that is something that you might want to consider doing, you know, to indicate that this is a personal letter from an individual. So you indicate the signature at the end, and also you want to place your you place a signature in blue. Okay, place a signature in blue font. Now, while we're speaking about format, let me talk a little about the order. Okay, the order button. Okay, now a lot of internet marketers have been using what is referred to as the belcher. Okay, that has been referred to as the belcher button. And here I've pulled up one of my sales letters, so you can, you know, see what the belcher button looks like. But you can also go to I think it's belcherbutton.com, BELCHER button BUTTON.com, in order to get a little explanation about how the button works and how it helps to boost conversion. But the whole idea about the belcher, the belcher button is the dotted red line that you have around the button, the use of the credit card logos that you already have, and also add to cart in orange has shown to work very well. And also you want to also indicate a drop in price. Okay, so while you are selling your product for $97, you want to indicate that what the higher price is with a cross out, the higher price with a cross out, and you know what is special is for today. So this is something that you may want to test, but the use of this button has been doing. A lot of my clients who have been using this button have shown improvement in their conversion, and they basically swear by it. So maybe this is something that you would also want to to try. Okay, so so in summary, therefore, in terms of what format, in terms of formatting, I indicate that you want to do for the headline I also indicate what you want to do for the sub headlines as well too, and also the testimonials as much as possible. Try to use a white background, and also you place a headline above the testimonials that is pulled out from the testimonial itself, and you want as much testimonials as possible. Okay, now I notice here that since I first looked at the website, that you have actually changed the headline. The first one talk about scams, and this headline is a lot longer than the first. Okay, now the headline says here, after racking up thousands of dollars in debt on overpriced business opportunities, scams, a struggling single mother exposes the truth and reveals the secrets to making money from home, even in tough times. Okay, now this is a very long headline, and it could be said a little more succinctly than it is said. That it is said here. It could be said, single mom with whatever. What is it? Say $10,000 credit card debt, or $4,000 credit card debt, or something like that. Finds quick and easy way to make money online. The whole idea about it is that you're going with the storyline, and you're going also with the kind of newsy feel for the for the headline. Okay, but along with the critique, I will also send you a headline rather than critique the headline itself here. Okay, but the whole idea here is that after racking up thousands of debts in overpriced business opportunities, scams, could be simply says that in debt, okay, and give the exact amount. After being $20,000 and something that are in debt, struggling mom now exposes the truth and exposes the truth about avoiding scams and making money online. But anyway, I'll indicate, I'll send you a headline, so no use to critique the headline here on the video. Okay, let's take the sales data point by point now. Here again, this which is your deck copy should also be in a larger font. Okay, it should be in a font just a little smaller than your headline. Okay, it doesn't matter if you barely know how to send an email. You too can potentially this potentially weakens what you're saying here. Okay, so you too can either can do it or they cannot do it. Potentially, kind of like you're hiding, you're hiding about whether the person can do it or not, or you're not sure. Okay, so you want to be as definite as possible. Okay, it doesn't matter if you barely know how to send an email. You too can make a life-changing income on the internet, part-time or full-time, if you think. Okay, now here again softens. Now in copywriting, you want to be as specific as possible. There's an article I have on my blog that you may want to read that talk about how tame language makes for poor selling. The whole idea about it that in your entire copy, you want to be specific. You want to be simple, specific, and clear. Okay, you don't want to waver. You don't want a person guessing what you're actually talking about. You want to be as specific as possible. So here, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to send an email. You too can make a life-changing income. Life-changing income means nothing. Okay, you too can make $557.76 per week, working just part-time or full-time doesn't mean much. Working just 90 minutes a day. Okay, working just 90 minutes a day, and here's how you could possibly, again, you do not want to, this is weakening the language. Can I do it or can't I do it? Okay, you can do it. Okay, your disclaimer would take care of all these potentially and possibly. That's the purpose of your disclaimer, to take care of you're saying that you're writing as though you don't want to promise the person that they will actually do this. But this is what the purpose of your disclaimer is, not the copy. The copy, you have to be clear, direct, and positive in the copy itself. Okay. So say how much. Okay. Be specific. You want to be specific. You want to be clear. and definite about what you're saying. Okay, no wavering. Okay, for instance, you can try this. You can try it risk-free for 2 months if you want. I'm not sure if you really want to go into the guarantee at this time, because at this point, if you want to try the guarantee at this time, because it's just a little bit too early to talk about, to talk about guarantee. And here the guarantee is not the highlight of the copy. So for example, if the person could have tried it for a year and get back all their money, then you'd want to highlight the guarantee. But here a 2-month guarantee is not such a big a deal, so maybe a 6-month guarantee or a 12-month guarantee, but I wouldn't want to really highlight a 2-month guarantee. Okay, so this should come later rather than earlier. Okay, again, I realize you do not have any salutation, there's no dear friend, or anything like that. Okay, anyway, if you're looking for a proven system that has helped me achieve a daily income from home, this could be the most life-changing letter you ever read. Okay, this is a proven opener. If then, I'll say you want to use contractions that make it as conversational as possible. Okay, so rather than, if you are, use you are. If you are looking for a proven system that helped me achieve a daily income from home, this could be the most life-changing letter, okay, you'll ever read. Okay, use as much contraction as possible because it makes it sound conversation. Okay, here, this transition here is a little awkward here. After you've made this, okay, this is following a particular tried and true formula. After you have made this promise to the person that they can do this, then you want to indicate here something about the difficulty that they may have had in making it, or what makes this promise different. In other words, then right away you want to tell them why. Why are you able to make them this big promise? Okay. So what? So why do they say what? This is going to be the most life-changing letter that I've ever read. Like, how come? Well, tell me how come. Okay, tell me why. Tell me why. So answer the question that you have raised here. Okay, the question that you have actually raised in my mind is, how am I going to be able to do this? Okay, so you want to answer that question before you actually go into introducing yourself to the person. Okay, so you say, okay, so here you want to indicate why. So daily income from home, this could be the most important life-changing letter you'll ever read. And then you say, here's why. I know that many people have been scammed before, and give your USP. Many people have been scammed before, or they have bought so many different products and so forth, and they're not being able to get much out of this product. But right now, I've been able to show this amount of persons how to make money, and they are making money on a consistent basis. Okay, so answer the question that have been raised here. Okay, before you go on into the biography of the person. Okay, next, my name is Kimberly Hoffman, and before I tell you how this system works and why it's one of the only programs that that is a word you want to look out for. If you can get rid of that and it doesn't change the sense of the sentence, then you get rid of it. Okay, it sounds taking out that makes statements sound a little academic, and taking out that, it also makes it sound conversational, but it also gives it more weight. Okay, more direct and in your face. Okay, my name is Kimberly Hoffman. Before I tell you how the system works and why it's one of the only programs people are actually making money with, I think it's important you know my story. Okay, I think it's important you know my story. Okay, just taking out the that, it's make it sound more direct. Okay, you cannot always get away by taking out that, but as much as possible, you want to eliminate that as part of your editing. Okay, so you're going to tell me your story. Like many other hard-working Americans, I too was once living paycheck to paycheck, barely making enough money to live a decent life. When my son's father left us, I was paying car rent payment, and I've been my son Ryan neighbor, and I would work 50 hours a week as a waitress. The neighborhood we lived in was definitely ideal. Okay, instead of saying the neighborhood we lived in was definitely not ideal, simply say we did not live, or I did not live in an ideal neighborhood. And also this kind of a softens. Okay, anytime you're going to use negation, most of the times when you use negation, you actually soften your language. So in other words, then instead of saying something is not ideal, say what it is. Okay, the neighborhood that we were living in was a rough neighborhood. The neighborhood we live in was a poor neighborhood. Okay, do not say it was not ideal. Okay, again, you're softening. This is kind of you're softening the language. Okay, and most of the times you'll find that saying what something is always, or most of the time, more effective than saying what it is not. Okay, so say what the neighborhood was. Do not say it was not ideal. Okay, say what it was. So it's not ideal, and to tell me what it was. Okay, so not ideal for anyone to raise a family, but it was all that I could afford. It didn't matter how many hours I worked. I was simply trading time for money, and there's only so much a person can handle. Now, in a story, you want as much as possible to show and not tell. Okay, so in other words, then instead of telling me that you're living paycheck to paycheck, show me that you're living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so for example, say that like most hardworking Americans, you went to the store, you tried to shop at bargains, you went to Walmart, you tried everything that you could in order to save money, because you know at the end of the month you had no money left. Okay, so rather than saying that I was living paycheck to paycheck, that is telling me, okay, show me that you're living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so tell me all the coupons you cut out, how you try to save money because you know that how you're scrunching to pay the bills. Okay, you're showing me, in that way you're showing me the kind of life you're living, rather than saying, well, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, the neighborhood we lived in, okay, we just touched that before. I hated my job, I hated the people I worked for. More importantly, I hated not being able. Again, here you're telling me. Okay, again you're telling me. In a story, as much as possible, you want to show me. Okay, so instead of saying I hated my job, say I got up Monday morning with a headache, or you know, the how the boss treated you, and how the people on the job, what the people on the job would do or say, you know, behind your back, or how your feet were tired when you came home at night from serving so many people who you saw who were successful, and you were depending on their tip. Okay, so in other words, don't tell me that you hate your job. Show me how much you hate your job. Okay, tell me how you felt when you came home at night. You know, tell me what was going through your mind. You know, as you find you had that rich patron that came in and you were serving them and they snubbed you. Okay, in other words, you want to show. Okay, show in a story as much as possible, and not tell. Okay, and importantly, you hated not being able to, you know, I knew that there had to be another way to make money that didn't require me to serve greasy food to people 50 hours a week. Okay, this here is good. Okay, this is showing me right away that you hate your job. Okay, require me to serve greasy food to 50 hours a week. Okay, that's good. That's when I turned to the internet and started looking for alternative ways to make money. Okay, scams, and more scams. Like thousands of other people, I searched online for work at home opportunities and found hundreds of websites claiming that I could easily make $500 from home. I'll make here a new paragraph. Like an idiot, I started buying into those programs, and within 2 months, I had spent over $4,000. Okay, instead of saying again, you want to be specific. Instead of saying how much money you have spent, over how much money you have spent, say how much you actually spent. Courses, ebooks, seminars, and you got nowhere. Okay, you're indicating, you're telling your story of how you got to where you are now, and you're trying as much as possible to build empathy with the person who is reading the letter, and most likely they are going through something similar as well because they are in your target market. Okay, that's good. Okay, like thousands of other people, I never made a dime with any of these programs. Okay, building empathy, most people don't. To show it was a Discover credit card bill. Okay, again, in excess, say exactly what it was. You indicated later on, but say exactly what it was. It adds credibility to your story. This credit card was supposed to be for emergencies only, and it was now completely maxed out. Had no way to pay back the month then. At this point, I was ready to give up entirely, but knew if I did, my son would be the only one who suffered. Okay, not really the only one who suffered. He would be the one who suffered most. And rather than say that rather than saying he suffered, what would happen to him? He'll have to go back to that daycare that you could barely afford to pay for. You wouldn't be able to buy food for him. Okay, how does he suffer? Sure, how does he suffer? My life was spiraling out of control, and I didn't have the first clue how I was going to make more money to get out of the situation that I was in. Okay, again, give me a peep into your life about things you couldn't afford, places you wanted to go that you couldn't go, holidays you like to take that you couldn't take, places that you like to eat that you couldn't eat. Okay, so as much as possible, do not try to tell too much, but again, show. Okay, indicate how life was really difficult for you, rather than tell me where life was difficult. Okay, maybe this will help you think twice about pulling out your credit card for the wrong opportunity. I was desperate, and I knew there were people making money on the internet, but I just didn't know how. I decided to go to one of the work-at-home forums to share my story and warn other people about all the scams that I got involved with, and hopefully someone there could point me in the right direction. At the very least, maybe I could help other people avoid the same scams I fell for. I was desperate, and I knew that there were people making money on the internet, but I just didn't know how. I decided to go to one of the I visited work at home forum and forums to share my story, to warn other people about all the scams I fell for. Okay, I'm just doing some editing to show how you can basically tighten these sentences, and there are a lot of sentences that actually need the kind of tightening. Okay, so I was desperate, and I knew there were people making money online. I was desperate, but I knew there were people making money online. These are contrary thoughts. Okay, your desperation and people making money online are contrary thoughts, so it should be I was desperate, but I knew that there were people making money online on the internet. Okay, I decided to go to one of the work. Okay, you're deciding to do that, kind of immaterial. You went. Okay, you visited a home forum to warn other people. That's how you did it, by sharing your story to warn other people about the scams. And hopefully someone there could point me in the and hoping to get some help. Okay, at the very least, I could help other people avoid the same scams I fell for. Okay, I nearly wrote a book in that forum telling everyone my story. I was on my last straw, and I didn't get and if I didn't get some answers soon, that would be it for me. This is not clear enough. Okay, if I didn't get some answers soon, what would happen? That would be it for me. I would give up. Okay, that would be it for me. It's not clear enough. You say what you'll actually do. You're gonna give up. You're never gonna try another online opportunity anymore. You'll have to stick with your waitress job. Okay, be specific here. I would have hit rock bottom, deeply in debt, not knowing where I was going to go with my life. The chilling day came. Now here as well too, I've realized that for all the subheads, the subhead is not really intended to break up the copy, and you'll want as much as possible to continue the thought from the previous paragraph into the subhead. That helps to keep the person continue reading. Okay, so for here, if I can give a quick example, deep in there, knowing where I was going to go with my life. Then after that, I could write here maybe just but. Okay, but. okay, just to get the person continue reading. You want to keep up the momentum. Okay, so don't segment your different sections so sharply. You want them to flow as if flowing from one paragraph to the other. Okay, but, so I'll write here, but, and then the subhead, the chilling day that came, the chilling day that changed my life. Okay, it was a new day, and I figured I would go and see if anyone had replied to my forum. Okay, the next day, I here again, you're telling me, just like before, you're saying you decided to. This doesn't really help the sentence. You decided to do it. All you have to say, you did it. Okay, it's obvious that you decided to do it if you did it. Okay, so it kind of adds fluff to the sentence, but it doesn't add much value in terms of information that's added. So it was a new day, and I figured out I would go and see. So all this kind of just add bulb to the sentence, but it doesn't give me much information. The next day, you went to the forum to see if anybody had responded to your post. And my jaw hit the floor when I saw that over 36 people had replied to my forum post with similar complaints on these companies that I joined. I felt bad for these people, but I felt better knowing, okay, see, that. I felt bad for these people, but I felt better knowing that it wasn't just me. Okay, again, that these programs were, that it wasn't just me. I'll put a period here and cross these out and say these programs really were a hoax. Okay. Where it was hoax. Okay. As I continue to read through all these replies, as I continue to read through all of these replies, I noticed that someone had sent me a private message in my inbox. It's a feature of the forum. What's a feature of the forum? Okay, the private message is a feature of the forum similar to email that allows people to talk about in the forum. This lady contacted me. Her name, again, this lady contacted me. Her name was Shelly. Again, doesn't add much to the sentence here. Okay, Shelly. Shelly contacted me. It's obvious that Shelly is a girl's name and it's a lady. Okay, so her name was Shelly. Okay, Shelly contacted me. Shelly, a member of the forum, contacted me. It's obvious that it's obvious that it's a lady, and Shelly is a name. Okay, I'm just looking at how you can tighten your sentences. Okay, and because when you tighten your sentences, your writing flows much better, and also it's more direct. It has more of a punch. Okay, just like poetry. You can learn so much from reading poetry, because the poet has only a certain number of words in order to express certain thoughts. Okay, and as much as possible in copywriting, you have to kind of follow the poet way of expressing himself, not in terms of being fancy or rhyming, but in being able to make sure that every word in a sentence is carrying its full weight. Okay, here's a screenshot of the message that she sent me. Okay, gave a screenshot. Okay, it says, "Hi, my name is Shelly. I just read your story. If it is possible to get this clearer, I would. It looks a little what's the word here? It's looking like it's stretched. It seems as though it's stretched. This image is stretched horizontally. So I would try to maybe get another copy of this if you have the original, and make it make it clearer. Okay, hi Kim, my name is. I just read your story. It almost brought me to tears. I truly feel like you're exactly internet business off and those bogus programs. I don't want any for payment. Okay, not much you can do there. That's a quote. I couldn't believe it. I immediately sent her a message. I immediately sent her a message back with my phone number. See, again, the same pattern again too. I immediately sent her a message back with my phone number. Can simply be said, I immediately sent her my phone number. It's obvious that it's a message that you have sent back to them. So you can say I immediately sent her my phone number, okay, and I told her that I'll do anything to make this work out. I truly felt this was going to work, and I'm ready to make it all for all what it's cost. Again, here the transition, make it as smooth as possible. A profitable home business less than a week. Later that day, Shelly called me and told me, you see, love that. Later that day, Shelly called me that the first thing, or told me the first thing I needed to do, is forget about everything I have been told about. I have been told about making money from home. Okay, later that day, Shelly called me and advised me to forget everything I'd learned about making money before. She said that she said I'm going to be your mentor until you are making enough money to get out of your job and you're happy with what you are making. Okay, I never looked back. Within the first week, I was making over $150 per day while I was at work. The entire system Shelly and I set up was working for me while I was doing something else. Okay. At this rate, I could easily quit my job and put more money into the system and make even more money. That takes sales stats. Okay. From that day, I never looked back. Within the first week, I was making over $150 a day. The period. The entire system, Shell and I said it was working. Okay. The entire system, Shell and I set up. The system I set up was working for me while I was doing something else. On autopilot, worked on autopilot. At this rate, I could easily quit my job and put more time into the system and make even more money. Take a look at this stats. Okay, let's give the stats. In 1 month, I was able to quit my job without even, I think there should be one word, without even thinking twice about it. I was a waitress, for Pete's sake. It's not like I was giving away a job that paid me well or offered a platinum benefits. Okay, again, it was not like I was giving up a CEO job. Okay, rather than a job that paid well for platinum benefits. Okay, not like I was giving up a CEO job. I knew if worse came to worse, I could always go back to being a waitress. Okay, worse came to worse is a common expression, but I think it could be said a little clearer. I knew if things didn't work out, or I knew if things deteriorated, or I know if things got worse, I could always go back to being a waitress. Heck, with the money I'm earning now, I would have quit my job. I would have quit any job to have the life I have now. Okay, the birth of my online income business. After 2 months, I was ready to start helping other people. My business was running itself. I was able to spend all the time in the world with my son. And I really wanted to start helping other people. Okay, here again is another example of where the sentences become a little bit loose. After about 2 months, after only 2 months, I was ready to start helping people. Okay, I was ready to start helping them. My business was running itself, and I was able to spend all the time in the world with my son. And I really wanted to start helping people. Right here, it doesn't really add much to the sentence, but it's repeated just basically in the same sentence. Okay, so this is where the storyline is good, and the structure of the letter here is good, but the language really need to be tightened up. So after only after 2 months in my business was running itself. I was able to spend all the time with my son, and now I wanted to help people. Okay, and I began going back to the forum I post. Okay, I went back. Okay, I went back, or I returned to the forum where I made my first post, and I started contacting all the people there who were struggling. Contacting all the people there that were struggling just like me. So I went back to the forum, and I helped other people. I helped other people who were looking for a way to make some money as well too. Okay, you started contacting all the people there who were struggling and so forth. Again, could be said more succinctly. Okay, up to this day, or until now, I have helped over 2,453 people with the help of the internet. Okay, this is good because it's specific. With the help of internet and word of mouth. Obviously, I couldn't call so many people and work with them on a one-to-one basis. And this is why I created my online income system. I think this should be in bold, so it could stand out since that's the name of your system. Okay, people quickly began talking about me and referring me to their friends and family, but I soon ran out of time to help. Everyone. It's an awkward expression. People quickly began talking about me. Okay, news spread fast about my system, and news spread fast about my system, and soon I was swamped with people who wanted me to help them. Okay, I still wanted to help people, but I knew that, okay, try to find another expression besides this. I still wanted to help people. I was ready. I was starting to help people. I wanted to help people. Okay, just find another way of saying the same thing. Okay, but I knew the best way to do was to create an online program people could instantly get started with. Would literally walk them by the hand. I'm not sure this common expression here, walk them by the hand, is rather, take somebody by the hand. I'm not sure how the expression walk them by the hand and force them to make money. Okay, what this system is not, again, I refer to reverse fund, and I would try to get a list of other things as well too. It's not an MLM program. It's not illegal. It's not a bogus data entry. It's not a gambling online. It is not a rebate scam. So what I'll do here is that I'll try to find like five or more other stuff too, in addition to this, just to say what it is not, and say what it is not in terms of comparing it to other programs that are commonly known as scam, maybe like survey. Doing surveys, or other things that that don't work, and that people are kind of averse to. So I'll find 5 other things to say what this is not. Okay, because you're trying to build as much anticipation for your system as possible. Okay, my uncommon system will allow you to learn, discover. Learn is a little more painful. Live a higher quality of life, more money. Find out why. Okay, this doesn't really fit in here. To say the system would allow you to find out why 83% of people fail to make money online. Okay, so I'll place this maybe later on. Okay, but here you're looking at the direct results that the person is going to be getting, and this is just like information. User today allow you to use a proven money making system that works around the clock all year. Get a piece of get a piece of this $1 billion industry that's exploding. Okay, you got to kind of cut away from your love of fear with this word, that exploding exponentially. And here, for when you have bullet points, you want to use as strong a verb as possible to start each bullet point. Okay, so discover how to think, enjoy a higher quality of life, find out, uncover um, grab a proven, okay, etc. Okay, you want to use as much strong verbs to start your bullet points as possible. Okay, let's look at your bullet points here. Inside, look, 300 pages of step-by-step instruction, video software, and so much more. How to become an online middleman in thousands of products and earn very generous commissions. How to make money without spending a dime. Advertising, how to build, how to get your own, where you can get an endless supply of solid products to promote all of the internet. Learn how to tap the Google endless stream of ready willing buyers. Again, you know, discover, uncover, get. Okay, just these are some synonyms that you can train here. Learn how your competitors and other people are making a killing online. How to set up completely automated systems to require. Also learn secrets. Okay, now these are basically all features that you are given, and so therefore I will kind of flesh out these bullet points to indicate what is the consequence of this. How to make money without spending a dime of advertising, so that you would not need an advertising budget. Okay, kind of answer the so what question. Okay, you want as much as possible to answer the so what question. Okay, and okay, you want to answer the so what question. So here you say, okay, do this, so what. Okay, here do it, so what. Okay, learn how to make money by just writing articles. You know, anyone can do this, but so what. Okay, so you can make money from your, you know, make money from your writing. So each one of these I will try to answer the so what question. That would help you to kind of flesh out the bullet points and give the benefit. Okay, now so you're going into your USP. So why is the system different from the rest? I'm pretty sure I've tried just about every system out there, and I can tell you this program is 100% genuine, and it was designed to force beginners to make money. I broke up the entire system into an actionable 60-day. Okay, since you're using an action plan here, I would use another adjective here. System into an easy, quick and easy 60-day action plan. Tells you what to do each day. It doesn't matter whether you have 1 hour a day to work with this program or you have 12 hours a day, because you can take the daily action plan and work it at your own pace, combined with the free website builder and action plan. Okay, I'll make this a new paragraph because this is another big feature of the program that you're going to explain now. So I would make this a new paragraph. Okay, so plus you say in addition to that, you get a free website builder and available mentors if needed. Again, builder, this would be one paragraph and flesh out about what they're going to get. Also, with the mentor as well too, I would like to flesh this out as well too. Okay, because these are the big features of the, okay, these are the big features of the of your program. So here again, so this shouldn't be hidden. Okay, this shouldn't be just hidden within one paragraph. Okay, this shouldn't be hidden in one paragraph. The free website is a big feature of the program. Also, the mentorship is a big feature of the program. And so since you're saying how this is different, then you want to tell me how this program is different. In other words, then in other programs, you don't have, they might just give you videos to look at, but in case you are stuck, you do not have anyone that you can call. In other programs, you have to find money to build your own website. Okay, so since you're saying how you are different, then you want to make a comparison. You want to create a benchmark. Okay, so compare other programs that you have looked at, and show how yours is different, how yours is better. Okay, because that is what you're doing here. You're showing the difference between your program and other programs. Okay. Okay, imagine getting the exact same handheld approach. Handheld approach is a little iffy expression as well too. Step by step, paint by numbers, easy, foolproof, no brainer. Okay, help me to build my business. I've taken what and made easy. What is that? And made easy and I've taken that and made even easier with other tools. Okay, a little awkward expression here. Training materials in this course. Okay, so now we come to the what copywriters refer to as the price presentation section of the letter. Okay, Kim. So how much can I really make with my okay, no, this is not price presentation as yet. Okay, how much can I really make with my online income system? If you have a desire to succeed and you follow the 60-day action plan in my system, I'll bold this as well. A manual, I don't see any reason why you can't learn what I learned and do as I did. Again, the awkward expression here. Repeat my success. Okay, I can't see any reason why you can't repeat my success. If you're serious and want to take your business to the next level, then there's an optional upgrade website mentoring program to accelerate your success even more. Okay, there's a mentoring program. I don't remember seeing that anywhere. Okay, so I guess that's something in addition to what's here. Here are some screenshots of my most recent earnings, and this is an actual picture I took off the computer screen and not a computer generated image. Okay, I won't even mention that it's not a computer generated image. Or if you want to do a video here to log into your ClickBank and actually show, that actually give you more proof. But in reading your forum and judging by your target market, these are not people who are versed in internet marketing, but these are people who are new to internet marketing. So they wouldn't even, even if this was a cropped image, they wouldn't even know or be thinking in that way. Okay, so I wouldn't even mention that that's not computer generated. Okay, here. Okay, again, I said, highlight what you want them to see. And yes, that is the kind of money I am, okay, that's the kind of money that I am now making since I started November 2000. Yes, it did take hard work and persistence, but not too shabby for only 6 months. Imagine what you could do with the money. Okay, here's how, all right, here's how to replicate my success. Okay, replicate is not a really commonly known word, so I would say here's now to copy my success. Okay, before I tell you how to get your hands on the system, I want to give you a breakdown of what you get with my online system. Okay, inside Excel tool the results you need to make money online, and what I would do here is that I would indicate like a screenshot of inside of the website itself. Okay, I'll give them a screenshot of the website, of what's on the inside. Okay, in other words, like a screenshot of the menu. Okay, that they will see when they get inside the site. So instant access to all tools and ways you need to start making money. A complete handheld action plan, a beefy getting started guide, access to members, access to 55+ digital products, excellent customer support, and so forth. Okay. And what could be helpful here too, in terms of your presentation, in terms of your price presentation, what you may want to do here as well too is to add the price value to each component of your program. So instant access to all the tools and resources, and you say, this is a 1,097 value. The action plan might be, say, you value it for $97. The getting started guide, access to the thing, what you want to do, add value. Okay, here, access to 55, just as you have done here. You add value to each component. Customer support, you add value to the component. So the person is already building a price in their mind even before they come to the price itself. Okay, as of right now, members who join in my online clinic get 2 surprise bonuses that alone could be sold. Okay, good. Special bonus 1, they get a free consultation. Okay, special bonus 2, good. As a valid member online system. I encourage you to take advantage of this step-by-step course, as it has helped me achieve a lifestyle most people only dream of. I am very confident you can do the same for you. And what I will do here instead is that I would expand to talk about the lifestyle that you now enjoy. So say where you're able to go, say you don't worry about credit card bills, You know, talk about the vacation, talk about how your son is doing, talk about the house you live in, the car you drive. Okay, kind of a spell out here, what you are able to achieve. You know, that you don't worry about the bills anymore, worry about the mortgage anymore, or you know what life is like now that you are enjoying this new income. Okay, so rather than just say achieve a lifestyle, kind of spell out the lifestyle. Okay, so I'll put one or two paragraphs here to explain the kind of lifestyle. You know, we are able now afford able to eat dinner versus what you did before. So you can cast it in terms of a contrast of before, you know, I was working this job, but now I don't have to work this job anymore. I was worried about my son, but now I don't have to worry about my son anymore. He can go to the best school. You know, I drove this old car, but now I'm driving this new car. I'm now living in a neighborhood. I'm living in an upscale neighborhood where I don't have to worry about, you know, drugs infested area and stuff forth. Okay, you present your life now in terms of a contrast of how it was before and how it is now. You're helping the prospect to actually build that same picture in their mind so that they can imagine themselves as achieving the same success as you have achieved. Okay, I get offers all the time from these councils to buy me up because I am hurting their business by offering a legitimate system, but I simply refuse. Sadly, I don't need your money, only charge enough for this keeping site running. Okay, why pay up to hundreds of dollars or more on a system that doesn't work or contains only some of the information you tried? They're successful. Okay, here again, you can make a comparison as well to with your system and say, as well to, for example, this is a one-time offer of $47, and I would emphasize the one-time offer because I find that most of other websites who offer a similar service to you, they have a membership site and it's a monthly payment. So I would kind of play up on the fact that this is a one-time payment. Okay, and that would be helpful here. Okay, and going to your guarantee. And what I'll do as well too is that for the call to action, I've already mentioned the Belcher button, but also what I'll do, what I would do as well too is that along with the button, with the order button as well too, I would also place a order form. I would indicate an order form. You know, so here you say, you know, here you say yes. I would like to get your course and so forth. I understand that it's just a one-time payment of $47. So in other words, then here in your order form, you want to summarize the offer. Okay, so here you want to summarize the offer, and then below, then you have your order button. Okay, so you say yes. Here I want to be able to get instant access to your program. And secondly, I understand that I have up to 60 days to try this program. If not satisfied, I can get my money back. I understand that this is a one-time payment. Okay, so I will try using an order page here. Okay, an order page here as well, and it gives you another opportunity in order to summarize your offer. Okay, now let's quickly let me just quickly return to the top and kind of summarize where I find the main weakness of the copy is. Okay, now overall I find that your main weakness comes in because the language is a little bit too loose. The language could be tighter and be more specific. A lot of editing here can be done. A lot of your expression is a little bit too loose. You kind of use too many words to say to bring out your thoughts. Okay, and do go to the copy and look for places where you use that. If you can strike it out, strike it out. Try as much as possible in your stories to do a lot of showing instead of telling. In other words, build a picture so the person can deduce that, well, you're poor. Rather than me saying that I'm poor, you know, I can, you know, show a picture of a life of the person that is poor. Okay, you want to add as much testimonials as possible. With the number of members that you've had and the number of people that you've helped, I wouldn't expect less than having I wouldn't expect less than 20 testimonials to be on the site. Okay, so I think that as much as possible, you should try to get some testimonials. Make sure that the testimonials speak about results, the results that people are getting, and also the time in which they got those results. That is how specific you want those results. You want those testimonials to be. Okay, and I'll have those testimonials one after the other. So I'll try as much as possible to find at least 20 testimonials, that much. Okay, the more testimonials you have, the more punch, okay, in terms of credibility that you get, because what you say about your program is not worth as much as what somebody else says about the program. I talk about the size of the headline, the subhead, and the size of the subhead and the font choice as well too that you can use, and also make sure as much as possible, as you have done here, that each section flows into the subhead. Okay, so the person can feel as though they continue to continue reading. Now, another weakness I find as well too is the transitions, and this is what you're going to be using at the beginning of your what you're going to be using at the beginning of your copy. Let me just give you a quick idea here of what I mean when I talk about the transition. Okay, now here's a quick look at my website that advertises my copywriting business, and notice here how I use transitions. Okay. Okay, here you realize I make a bold promise. If you're already an online presence, I'd like to tell you how to make this business. Here the promise continue, so forth, and I say, let me ask you a question. Are you making this particular big mistakes? I'm going to the person involved in the copy itself, or perhaps you think this simply, but think about it. But look at the transitions here. Okay, for example, let me ask you a question. Okay, all these make it conversational, or okay, it pulls in, it continues the thought right from this paragraph. Okay, another transition, but okay, it continues from transition. Think about it. Okay, that's another transition that goes right into the other paragraph. In fact, okay, there's another transition that goes right into the paragraph. So what you want to do is that after you've written the copy, you look at the beginning of each paragraph and try to make sure that your transitions go smoothly. Example here, but hello, my name is, try selling this book, this is vital, ask the question why, see, you see, imagine that. Okay, and these transitions are everything. These transitions are very important. For example, here I have another one. All modesty aside, frankly, the truth be told, on the other hand, in fact that, okay, all these are important transitions that help the copy to okay, if you come back to your site now, okay, like thousands of other people, you search the internet and spend overthink on courses and seminars that got me nowhere. Okay, truth be told, I never made a dime with any of these programs, or let me tell you, I never made a dime with these programs, maxed out, and I had no way to pay my monthly payment. Okay, you could imagine at this point I was ready to give up. Okay, so if I'm therefore then at the beginning of each paragraph, you want to look for a transitional statement that would help the copy to flow, for each paragraph to flow in each other. Okay, can flow into each other. Okay, and okay, so I'll look at the transitions, and you can just do a search for transitions online, and you can put in transitions copywriting, and you can find some people have them listed on their website. Frankly, that's not all, but what's more, and so forth. Okay, I mentioned the size of the font already. Okay, let me just give a thing. Let me just give a brief overview in terms of the structure of the letter, in terms of the structure of the letter itself. Now, you'll find that the letter has a good structure in terms of how you use the story, because basically the entire sales letter is made up of somebody giving the experience, and it's basically using empathy to say, I've been there, I've done that, and you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing, you can do the same thing as well. Okay, so the structure of the letter is good, but what you need to do is you need to get the letter flowing much better. You need to get your sentences a little tighter, and on some of the subheads as well too. The headline for the subhead. Okay, and you need to be careful about the subheads as well too. The chilling day that changed my life. You want to have the subhead to read in such a way that if the person was to just skim through the letter, scams and more scams, your subhead line would actually tell the entire story of the letter itself. Okay, as well. Okay, and this, let me see if these subhead lines actually do that. And you want to break up your copy as well too. So I will kind of indicate a subhead around here. I put a subhead around here. Okay, you have one there. About every 2 or 3 paragraph, you want to include another subhead as well too. Okay, it helps to break up the copy, and it helps people who are going to actually come to the copy and just skim through to see what the letter is all about. The subhead help to do that for you very quickly. Okay, now let me talk a little about the price presentation. Your price presentation, in which case you actually don't have any here. Okay, now you just went right away and indicate what the price of the product is, and I think that's a mistake. For the price presentation, you want to show a comparison. So you want to indicate what the person's actually getting, the value of the things that the person is getting. They're going to get A, B, C, D, E, and what's the total value of that is. You also want to indicate if the person had to work out the system for themselves, how much they'll actually end up paying, okay, if they have to work out the system for themselves. You want to also, indicate in terms of a comparison to say, well, this is less than your minimum monthly payment on your credit card, or it is less than what's referred to as comparing apples to oranges. It is less than a night out, at the movies or dinner or something like that. Okay, then afterwards you present your price. So instead of presenting your price right away and saying, like, you all you have to do is pay $47, you need to compare it to something else. Okay, you need to indicate what the value the person gets. So by the time they come to the 47, they are thinking that $47 is just a drop in the bucket. $47 is not okay. $47 is not much. So I would indicate. I would suggest that you add a little bit more in terms of the price presentation before you actually present the price. So indicate the total value that they are getting. Indicate if they had to build the system for themselves, how much time and effort it would cost them. Indicate the amount of money that you're saving them because of trial and error. They don't have to go through the same trial and error like you because you spend over $4,000. Okay, all this would help in your price. Okay, all this would help in your price presentation. Now, just a note on the font style that has proven very effective in getting people's attention. And this is this style. This is this font style here. And if you're interested in getting a copy of this, then you can just tell me, the headlines that you decide on using, and then I can get this font style out to you as a graphics. Okay, but this is one style of headline that has been, that has proven to work very effectively in terms of, getting attention.